First thing we're going to do is put on a roof.
Here we are in the Turf Club, 1200 Springwood Avenue, the heart of Springwood Avenue, where a lot of amazing music and history have taken place.
So we're on the corner of Atkins and Springwood. And right now, this is a very important crossroads because diagonally across the street from us is the Springwood Park. And then there's the new townhouses. And of course, we have the modern senior center.
Well, the Asbury Park African American Music Project, otherwise known as APAMP, we've been around doing work since about 2017, working to highlight the stories of Springwood Avenue through the voices of the people that experienced the history, mostly oral histories, collecting information.
Interviewing senior citizens who remember the Springwood Avenue of the 40s and 50s and 60s and 70s, and sharing that information and realizing that that information has not come down through the generations, and there are people that have no clue what an important place Asbury Park and Springwood Avenue played in the life of African Americans.
The Turf Club is the last standing music venue on Springwood Avenue. And there were many music venues on Springwood Avenue, all with these amazing stories. And so when we were documenting the neighborhood and where things existed that are not here anymore, the Turf Club was the only standing venue. And it became a physical symbol, a place where people can still go and kind of feel and see what used to be here. And in 2018, Yvonne and I had a chance to go out to the National Trust for Historic Preservation Conference, a room full of historic preservationists. And we were talking about Springwood Avenue, we were talking about the Springwood Avenue history and music. And we had an image of this corner of the Turf Club. And the first question was,
what are you doing to preserve it? And we kind of looked at each other and said, oh my God. And that was how this all started. Then when we came home, we talked to the owner of the building, who has been so very, very generous to us, because we came and said, look, we want to buy the Turf Club. We don't have any money. We don't know when we'll have money, but would you sell it to us? And he said yes. And he has waited, because that was in 2018. That was in 2018, and on January 3rd of 2022, we were able to buy the building.
Every Tuesday in the summer, we do Tuesdays at the Turf, which is live music, which is the first time there's been live music in this building in decades and decades. We have our core audience that comes every week, and then each musician has brought their own audience, which has introduced many new people to what the space is, what it means. And so we have the opportunity then to talk about not just this building, but Springwood Avenue, the history of Asbury Park, the African American community, and in terms of funders, and we're raising money. We need to raise a lot more money, but it's certainly owning the building has been a big step for us, because the National Trust for Historic Preservation, for example, we had applied 4 times to the same grant, and then this year when we owned it, we were able to get a large grant from them, because they can see the growth, the fact that we own it, that we're established. So from certainly the community standpoint, it's been extremely positive.
And as Jennifer was saying, for the musicians who come here, musicians who have played here, this is such a wonderful experience. And they say they can feel the ghosts of the previous musicians. It's going to be a place for the community to hear live music. Second, it's going to be a place of history. So you'll have an option of live music, part history, part museum, and also a place for musicians to teach other young musicians and pass on their skills. But I do want to see more development, especially some retail commercial development that will help the community and also provide a place where they don't have to go outside their community for the services that they need. Just a place where a community can work, can live, and can shop. When I was growing up, that's what this was. This entire stretch from what was then called Railroad Avenue, which is now Memorial Drive, all the way to 35 was homes, because every business had apartments above, and that's where people lived.
And a lot of my work and involvement over the years has been focused on African American community history, and how a lot of communities have changed a lot, and a lot of the history is lost. I knew that there was this rich stories of African American music, and I was trying to understand where can I find out more about this history, and I was really having a hard time finding that information. What we found each time that we've had an opportunity to talk to somebody or sit down, then there's 3, 4, 5 more people that person says, you have to talk to this person. So it builds and builds.
What's important is that people share their information. There are a lot of people who have pictures, they have history, and there are so many people who have stores, history. Share that information with us, because we want to keep it. We want to be able to put it in a place where other people will have access to it.
But you can also go to our website, which is asburyamp.org, and we have a digital museum there that you can see the oral histories that we've done, and the information, different things that we've talked about today. And you can reach out to us to share your story with us, and we can.
And we would love to talk to you. We'd love to interview you and hear your stories, and save them and preserve them for the future.
Okay.